life, most important thing is health. Health is food, determined by food. Food we're eating is packaged food, and the packaged food is blatantly lying to us. So if we solve the packaged food problem, we are solving one of the most important issues in life, because we can help millions and millions of people. I'm not against junk food. I always say this, I'm against junk food marketing itself as healthy. So if we reduce the consumption of packaged food through the help of my videos, if I raise awareness and I help the mass of India reduce their consumption of packaged food, I'm essentially helping indirectly reduce many illnesses. And I'm also trying to communicate to people that it's not just about reducing packaged food, it's also about understanding it. Always turn around the pack. That's the rule number one. सामने में कुछ भी लिख सकते हैं आप. Like कुछ भी लिख सकते हैं कि विटामिन, इसमें शायद से नहीं लिखा है, लेकिन high in vitamin, makes you taller, makes you sharper, immunity support, ये वो कुछ भी लिख देंगे. तो लोग, if you see immunity support or something here, and doesn't mean that you're going to actually boost your immunity through this. If you turn around the package, what most people read is only two things. They read MRP and expiry date. That is what most people do. Third is, some people who are religious, they may look into halal or not, or sattvic or not, or like that is the third bucket. But most people look at only MRP and expiry date. So I'm like, don't look at MRP expiry. You can look at expiry date, but like expiry date, one of the funny things is people always look at कि अच्छा एक साल बाद expire कर रहे तो अच्छा है, it's good, like now is the product going to expire. I always tell people, the more the expiry date means there are more preservatives. So actually there's a funny line, the longer the expiry date, the sooner our expiry date, and the longer the shelf life, the shorter our life. So that is like a funny line, because obviously there are some exceptions, but in most cases, if a product lasts for 2 years, means there is something wrong with the product. There's अब ऑरेंज जूस को बाहर रखो तो खराब हो जाएगा, आप कोई पैकेज ऑरेंज जूस को रखो वो 1 साल चलेगा, मतलब वो एक कॉमन सेंस है. Second is, after you look at the expiry date, like don't be so amazed by the expiry date. That's not like something to be proud of. The most important thing in the entire nutrition label is the ingredient list. Ingredient lists are listed in order of weight. तो जो पहला ingredient है उसका मतलब वो सबसे ज़्यादा है, वैसे वो order में लिखा रहता है. तो वो that is something which is very important to know. I also tell people कि make sure कि sugar, मैदा, palm oil पहला 3-4 ingredient में नहीं हो. Sugar है तो चलेगा, लेकिन अगर पहला 3-4 ingredient में है तो मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा sugar होगा usually. So avoid sugar, मैदा, palm oil if it's in the first 3 to 5 ingredients. Then there is another thing is that avoid things जिसमें there are some ingredients which you cannot pronounce. It's a very simple thing. Now this is not always correct, but in most cases you will feel कि जब कोई अजीब सा words आ रहा है तो वो usually खराब होता है. Usually. Now of course exceptions होगा, but on average, like to simplify it for an audience, that is what, like as a rule of thumb, that's what works. Then there are some other things which I ask people to look at, not only the ingredient list but even the nutrition label. For example, if you are buying a protein bar and वो protein bar में लिखा हुआ है high protein, तो आप घुमा के देखो कि उसमें actually protein कितना है. I always say this, according to me, learning how to read label is an even more important skill than coding.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.